One of the oldest truths ever sensed by the human mind is also one of the most avoided. Life is suffering. Not as a poetic exaggeration, not as philosophical drama, but as a literal description of what it means to exist. To live is to be exposed. To live is to be vulnerable. To live is to carry, from the very beginning, something that never fully heals. A painful life is not a tragic exception. It is the silent rule that crosses every biography. Suffering does not arrive because something went wrong. It arrives because something exists. Existence itself is the condition. Growing up, maturing, becoming an adult is not learning how to be happy. It is learning how to live with this fact without collapsing. It is the slow, often unwilling acceptance that pain will not be eradicated, that it is not a temporary phase, that there is no final stage where everything finally settles into place. People we love die. Relationships decay and end. Hearts harden. What we believed we possessed was never truly ours. What felt guaranteed was always fragile. Nothing lasts, nothing remains, nothing stays fixed. This is not cynicism, it is realism. This is what Buddhism calls the first noble truth, not as a belief system, but as a diagnosis. Dukkha, suffering, unsatisfactoriness, the constant friction between desire and reality. Everything is burning, the Buddha declared. The body burns, condemned to sickness, aging, and death. Relationships burn, eroded by time, expectation, disappointment, and loss. Thoughts burn, unstable, contradictory, uncontrollable. Identity burns, constantly threatened by collapse. This fire is not visible like flames, but it is felt as anxiety, grief, dread, emptiness, and a quiet, persistent despair. It is the tension between what we want life to be and what it actually is. For 29 years, the Buddha himself was sheltered from this vision. A palace built to deny reality. An artificial world designed to exclude decay, pain, and death. A desperate attempt to preserve the illusion of permanence. But reality cannot be kept outside forever. When he encountered the four messengers, a corpse, a sick man, an old man, and a solitary ascetic, something broke beyond repair. These were not anomalies. They were revelations. Death, illness, aging, isolation. There was no escape. According to many accounts, the Buddha's journey did not begin with peace. It began with terror, not with enlightenment, but with shock. He realized something most people spend their lives trying not to see. There is no ultimate protection against pain. No structure strong enough to shield us from loss. What he discovered was not comforting. It was deeply unsettling. Trauma is not an accident of existence. It is woven into it. The word feels excessive. We reserve trauma for wars, abuse, disasters. But this distinction is misleading. As Gabor Mate explains, there are traumas with a capital T and traumas with a lowercase t. The large traumas are obvious, violent, overwhelming. The small traumas are quiet, repetitive, normalized. Humiliation, rejection, emotional abandonment, bullying, painful endings, forced changes. They all point to the same truth. Everything is burning. It is difficult to imagine a human life untouched by death, illness, aging, or loneliness. Even those who appear well-adjusted carry invisible fractures. Not even the Buddha was spared. His mother died shortly after his birth. This detail is often overlooked, yet impossible to ignore. A sensitive being deprived of the primary bond does not pass through such loss unchanged. Early experiences of helplessness and loss generate something deep and enduring. The unconscious conviction that our unmet needs and painful emotional states are evidence of an inner defect. Something is wrong with me. Something in me is bad. Something in me is unworthy. This belief does not live in the intellect. It lives in the body. Trauma is intolerable because the mind cannot integrate it. It shatters the basic narratives that sustain existence. As Mark Epstein writes, the comforting absolutes of childhood, that children do not die, that the world is stable, that parents will always survive, are replaced by far crueler convictions. Essential loneliness, internal defectiveness, a meaningless world. Trauma forces us to confront the impersonal, random, contingent nature of reality. And it does so without our consent. It exposes our powerlessness. In the end, we control very little. Faced with unbearable pain, the mind retreats. We shrink who we are. We numb our emotions. We reduce our capacity to feel and respond. Dissociation is not weakness, it is survival. But survival comes at a cost. We become inaccessible to love, to others, and to ourselves. Emotional development freezes. Time collapses. The trauma continues to occur in the present. As Epstein notes, trauma removes us from time. There is no past or future, only repetition. Eventually, trauma replaces love with fear. We close, we hide, we harden. As Winnicott wrote, "It is a joy to be hidden, but a disaster not to be found." Dissociation protects, but it impoverishes. And here an uncomfortable question arises. Does this not resemble the Buddha's detachment? Could spiritual detachment be a refined form of dissociation? Epstein suggests that the Buddha did not transcend his emotions. He did something far more difficult. He entered into relationship with them. He did not escape. He did not punish himself for suffering. He did not fully identify with trauma. He chose the middle way, to sit with pain, without judgment, without denial. The Buddha built a relational home within himself. Through mindfulness and curiosity, he created an inner atmosphere resembling the care of a sufficiently attentive parent. He became the caregiver he lost. Bare attention, observing without reacting, creates a space where the intolerable can be fully experienced. Paradoxically, it is precisely by not trying to change anything that something changes. You do not need to change in order to belong. You already belong. Suffering is inevitable. You do not need to seek it. It will come. And when it does, remember this: there is no way out of suffering except through suffering. Pain is not personal. It is universal. We are bound together by it. If trauma does not destroy us, it awakens us. It makes us more human, more attentive, more conscious. Life is suffering. And perhaps the only real wisdom is refusing to lie about it. Reaching the end of this reflection does not bring relief. There is no planned catharsis here, no inspirational turn, no promise that everything will make sense in the end. If anything ends here, it is the illusion that life was supposed to be different. Life is suffering. This is not an opinion. It is an observation. Not because everything is painful all the time, but because everything that matters carries the certainty of loss. Everything we love is destined to disappear. Everything that constitutes us is unstable, fragile, and transient. Suffering does not arise only from obvious tragedy. It emerges from the constant friction between expectation and reality, from attachment to what changes, from the desire for permanence in a world that offers none. Even happiness does not escape this. It hurts before, during, or after. Before, because we fear losing it. During, because we know it will end. After, because it already has. Consciousness is the strange place where joy and grief coexist, where pleasure is never free from the shadow of finitude, where every bond already contains its own farewell. This is why lucidity is heavy. Most people do not suffer because life is too hard. They suffer because they demand from it what it never promised: stability, justice, coherence, protection, ultimate meaning. When these do not arrive, They interpret it as personal failure. But nothing failed. Nothing went wrong. This is the script. The Buddha did not discover a secret exit from the human condition. He did not find a metaphysical shortcut out of suffering. What he saw was far more disturbing. Suffering is not an external enemy to be defeated, but a fundamental feature of existence to be understood. Everything is burning, not as punishment, not as error, but as nature. The body burns because it ages. The mind burns because it changes. Relationships burn because they are made of wounded, unstable beings. The world burns because everything that arises is destined to vanish. This vision does not comfort, and it should not. Easy consolations are expensive. They keep us trapped in childish fantasies, postponing the inevitable encounter with reality. Maturity does not bring happiness. It brings sobriety. Sobriety is not cynicism, not resignation, not performative bitterness. It is simply stopping the lie. When we accept that pain is inevitable, something subtle happens. It loses part of the power it had when it was denied. Suffering does not disappear, but it stops being interpreted as punishment, failure, or proof of inadequacy. It becomes what it always was: life unfolding. Trauma, in this sense, is not only what breaks us, it is what reveals us. It exposes our vulnerability, our helplessness, our dependence, our fundamental fragility. It shows us that we are not self-sufficient, that control is an illusion, that the ground can vanish at any moment. This is terrifying, which is why we flee. We flee into dissociation, into emotional hardening, into distraction, into consumption, into hollow spirituality, into forced optimism, into the belief that thinking differently will make reality comply. None of it works for long. Unfelt pain does not disappear. It accumulates. It mutates. It infiltrates behavior, relationships, choices. It repeats until it is seen. This is why the phrase sounds so cruel. The only way out is through. Not because passage is noble or beautiful, but because there is no alternative. Avoidance prolongs. Detours crystallize. Denial deepens. To pass through does not mean drowning in pain. It means not abandoning yourself while pain is present. Feeling without fusing. Observing without fleeing. Remaining without numbing. This requires something rare: presence. Presence does not fix the world. It does not prevent loss, aging, sickness, or death. What it does is create an inner space where these realities can exist without completely shattering us. The Buddha called this mindfulness. Others call it radical acceptance. Others, tragic lucidity. The name does not matter. The core is the same. Building an inner home capable of holding life as it is, not as we wish it were. This home does not protect us from pain. It prevents us from abandoning ourselves. And perhaps that is what makes suffering less lonely. When we stop treating it as something personal, something that happens only to me, it reveals itself as what binds us. All beings share this vulnerability. All stand before the same final collapse. We are not special in our pain. We are equal in it. This is not romantic, not uplifting, but it is deeply human. Perhaps the greatest lie we tell is that there exists a final state where everything will be peaceful, where nothing will hurt, where life becomes stable, where identity solidifies, where fear ends. There is no such place. What exists is the possibility of stopping the fight against what cannot be avoided. This is not a victory. It is a lucid surrender. Life is suffering, but lying about it only adds more suffering. When we stop demanding that life save us, something loosens, not because things improve, but because the impossible war ends. And in that quiet truce, something rare appears. Not happiness, not hope, clarity. And for some, that is enough. Life doesn't offer comfort, it offers truth. And if this reflection stayed with you, even for a moment, then something real happened here. By watching, by staying until the end, you already support this work more than you know. Your presence matters. Your attention matters. If you want to go deeper, becoming a channel member is a way to belong to this space, to access more reflections, more depth, more silence between the words. And if you feel called, using super thanks is a quiet way of saying, "This helped me. Keep going." No pressure, no obligation. Watching, liking, and sharing already keeps this alive. But if you choose to support, you become part of what allows this kind of content to exist.